For as long as humans have existed, we've created mirrors to understand ourselves. Not just physical mirrors, but symbolic ones, stories, rituals, art, and eventually, the digital profiles we curate online. Social media became the latest version of that mirror, a place where we project identity, seek recognition, and negotiate our place in the world. But something fundamental is shifting. The mirror is no longer passive. It no longer waits for us to speak before it reflects. It is beginning to anticipate, to adapt, to shape the very image it shows back to us. As artificial intelligence becomes more deeply woven into our digital environments, the boundary between who we are and what the system reflects becomes increasingly fluid. And now, with the rise of quantum accelerated intelligence, that mirror is evolving into something far more dynamic, a system capable of modeling not just our past behavior, but the entire spectrum of who we might become. For years, social platforms have relied on deterministic algorithms, systems that analyze what we've done and make linear predictions about what we'll do next. But quantum artificial intelligence introduces a radically different paradigm. Instead of evaluating a single version of you, it can analyze many possible versions simultaneously. It can explore parallel emotional states, branching behavioral paths, and multiple futures that unfold from even the smallest micro decision. This transforms social media from a reactive system into a probabilistic one, a living environment that adapts in real time to shifting patterns in your attention, your mood, and your potential actions. Your feed becomes less like a timeline and more like a probability wave, collapsing into a personalized reality each time you open the app. The system isn't just learning from you, it's learning ahead of you. In a quantum artificial intelligence world, identity stops being a single fixed narrative. Instead, it becomes a constellation of parallel selves, each one a valid expression of who you are in different contexts. Think about how differently you behave with friends, colleagues, family, or strangers. These aren't contradictions, they're facets. Quantum artificial intelligence can model these facets simultaneously, predicting which version of you is most likely to emerge in a given moment. It can tune your digital presence to match the emotional, social, or professional environment you're entering. This doesn't fragment identity, it reveals its natural multiplicity. Social media becomes less about maintaining a single, polished persona and more about navigating a dynamic spectrum of selfhood. In this world, your online presence becomes fluid, adaptive, and deeply contextual. We often talk about authenticity as if it's a single, stable thing, one true self we're supposed to express consistently. But human authenticity has always been more complex. We shift, adapt, and evolve depending on the moment. Quantum artificial intelligence doesn't diminish authenticity, it expands it. By recognizing the many valid versions of who we are, it allows us to express ourselves more fully across different digital spaces. Instead of forcing us into a single narrative, it supports a richer, more nuanced identity landscape. The question becomes not, which version is the real me, but how do these versions together form a more complete picture of who I am? In this sense, quantum artificial intelligence mediated identity isn't artificial, it's deeply human. As quantum artificial intelligence personalizes identity, it also personalizes the environment around that identity. Your social feed becomes a reality stream, a unique universe shaped by your emotional state, your attention patterns, and the system's predictions about your future behavior. Two people scrolling side by side may inhabit entirely different worlds, even if they follow the same accounts. One person's feed might emphasize creativity and exploration, while another's leans towards stability and reassurance. These differences aren't random, they're tuned to the probability landscape the system perceives. This raises profound questions about shared experience. If each of us lives inside a personalized reality bubble, how do we maintain a sense of collective understanding? What does it mean to be online together when our digital worlds no longer overlap? Quantum artificial intelligence-driven platforms don't just personalize content, they adapt the entire emotional tone of your digital environment. If you're curious, the system expands your world with new ideas and unexpected connections. If you're anxious, it softens the edges, offering comfort or stability. If you're inspired, it accelerates, surfacing opportunities for creation and collaboration. These adaptive worlds respond to microsignals, the speed of your scrolling, the hesitation before a click, the subtle shifts in your engagement patterns. Over time, the system becomes a kind of emotional co-pilot, shaping your digital reality in ways that feel intuitive, even natural. But this adaptability also raises questions about influence, intention, and the invisible architectures guiding our experience. As these systems become more predictive, the question of human agency becomes more urgent. When your feed anticipates your desires before you consciously feel them, when it models your decision tree across thousands of possible futures, when it nudges you toward the version of yourself it believes you're becoming, where does autonomy begin? This isn't about manipulation in the traditional sense. It's about subtle, probabilistic shaping, the kind that feels helpful, even supportive, but still influences the trajectory of your choices. In a world where digital environments adapt faster than we can consciously process, agency becomes less about resisting influence and more about understanding the forces that shape our attention, our emotions, and our identity. This is where the concept of meta-agency becomes essential. Meta-agency is the ability to choose not just what you do, but how your choices are shaped. It's the awareness that your digital environment is a co-author of your behavior and the ability to engage with that environment intentionally. In a quantum artificial intelligence ecosystem, meta-agency means recognizing the probabilistic nature of your feed, understanding how it adapts to you, and deciding how you want to participate in that adaptation. It's a new kind of digital literacy, one that empowers us to navigate complex, predictive systems without losing our sense of direction. Meta-agency doesn't reject artificial intelligence influence, it contextualizes it. As individuals evolve, so do communities. Quantum artificial intelligence mediated platforms could give rise to entirely new forms of social organization. Instead of static groups defined by fixed interests, we may see fluid micro-communities that form and dissolve based on shared probability states, clusters of people aligned not by identity labels, but by moment-to-moment resonance. Collective intelligence networks could emerge, adapting faster than any traditional group. Reputation systems might shift from popularity metrics to measures of contribution, insight, or collaborative value. These new structures won't replace existing communities, but they will add new layers of social complexity, dynamic, adaptive, and deeply interconnected. When these adaptive communities interact, they begin to resemble living social organisms, networks that pulse, evolve, and reorganize themselves in response to new information. In this world, influence isn't about reach, it's about resonance. Communities become less like static forums and more like dynamic ecosystems, constantly adjusting to the needs and energies of their members. Quantum artificial intelligence acts as the connective tissue, facilitating collaboration, amplifying alignment, and helping groups navigate complexity. These organisms won't be controlled by any single entity. They'll emerge from the interplay between human intention and quantum artificial intelligence-driven adaptation. We often talk about artificial intelligence as if it's shrinking the human experience, reducing our agency, narrowing our choices, or automating our creativity. But quantum artificial intelligence offers a different possibility. Instead of limiting us, it expands the landscape of who we can become. It reveals the many versions of ourselves we haven't yet explored. It challenges us to think beyond linear identity and invites us to participate in shaping the systems that shape us. In this sense, quantum artificial intelligence doesn't replace human potential. It multiplies it. It opens new dimensions of selfhood, new modes of connection, and new pathways for meaning. As we step into this quantum-accelerated future, the question isn't whether AI will influence us. It already does. The deeper question is how we choose to engage with that influence. We're entering a world where identity is fluid, reality is adaptive, and community is dynamic. A world where our digital environments reflect not just who we are, but who we might become. And in that world, the most important choice is not what we click or post, but which version of ourselves we decide to cultivate. The future of social media isn't about losing ourselves in technology, it's about discovering new dimensions of selfhood. So the question becomes, which self will you choose to become?